it's MK, and welcome to the 1st of May. We start our May I Scraplift You series, and I will be using the leftovers from my kit conspiracy kits. And the first gal that I am going to be lifting is Shannon Allure. I absolutely love her. She's crafty over on here on YouTube, not over, but here on YouTube. And the supplies that I have chosen is this nifty little box of goodies that hang out on my desk for way too long. I don't know where to put them, so they end up right there. Then I have these photos that I kind of sort of showed you guys in yesterday's video in my leftover kits. I have these Inklings, or this Inklings in Frosty's Buns, left over from, I believe, Friday's layout. That was kind of a disaster, but still turned out great. And the pieces that I picked out for this particular layout. Now, I kept with all of my Kaisercraft workshop papers for this particular layout because I thought that it went really well with my photos. So technically I'm not mixing my pieces until I brought in my embellishments. Now these embellishments are from my Paper Rose Mountain Trek inspired kit. These are all the fussy cut pieces that I cut out. And then of course I have 2 wood pieces from my Some Assemblage Required shop that I will be adding to this layout as well. Just for something different because I didn't know, what do you do with bricklayers? I don't know. I don't have that embellishment, but I'm sure I can make it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is tear up a bunch of paper strips, just like Shannon did on her gorgeous layout. Now her layout was for the Not Just for Boys Kit Club. She is a design team member over there on the Not Just for Boys Kit Club. And I have to tell you guys that all of the designers over there on Not Just for Boys are fabulous, you guys. I was going to say fantastic and fabulous all in one word, which I think should be a word, honestly, because I love everything that they create over there. I mean, I am all over their layouts every time. And I haven't been hanging over there for a while, so I'm very sad. I need to get back over there, honestly. I actually took a hiatus in all of my kits except for the Tonic Studios one. And so yeah, I definitely need to get back on track. So first thing I'm going to do is I scuffed up all of my edges using my edge distressor because I have been attached to that thing at the hip for a couple weeks now. So I did all the photo mats and all of these paper edges, just to give it a little bit of dimension. I love doing this and adding just that tiny bit of dimension. If you add something to the slightest edge of one of these papers that have been scuffed up, it puffs it up just a touch. No foam needed. It's already on your paper. And I love that, you guys. And it stays put in a way because of the fact that your page protector is going to keep it put, right? Unless you don't use enough glue. That's the only time. All right, so I went a little wonky on these particular strips because I was so excited and so happy with how they were coming together that I had a crooked eye. Honestly, I did not put them together well. So I had to fix the bottom because I did not feel like ripping the paper back apart once I glued them all together. Now for Shannon's, I am taking and making this into a 2-page layout. And in all honesty, both of these pages will be back to back. They will not be next to each other in my album. They'll be back to back. But in reality, one is finishing one part of the patio, and the other one is, once they were done, it rained the next day. And oh my goodness, it's beautiful. The textures and the colors and the veins. And oh, I just fell in love with my patio the very first day I got to actually use it. And it rains and I'm so happy about it. You know, like first time I'm ever happy that it rains. That's awesome. So anyways, I definitely wanted to document this portion. I wanted to document how they laid the cement down and how they colored it and how they got it to be the way that it was in a way. But what I decided to do, because Shannon's is a 12 by 12 layout, I decided to take my 2 vertical photos and put them all the way on the left and then start her 12 by 12 layout, part of it on one side and the other part on the other side. And then I've got 2 beautiful layouts going on. I really liked that. Now I do take out that horizontal photo that I have. I only have 2 photos on my left and 2 photos on the right. I went ahead and decided I'm going to take that out. I also removed another photo that was also supposed to be on the right. And I think what I'm going to do is a very teeny tiny little insert with the leftovers from just this page that I do. I have some blue leftover, some wood grain leftover, just little tiny pieces. And it's perfect for like maybe a 6x6 little insert somewhere in between these pages, which I know back to back, how do you get an in between? I haven't figured that part out yet. But I will share if I do and when I do add those photos. If I think that my layout is looking just fine without them, then I'm okay with that. All right, so I'm going on to the mixed media. Now Shannon does a very, very petite portion of mixed media on her layout. And again, I do not look to see how it is done until after I've already completed my layout. And then I will go back through and watch to see how Shannon accomplished her layout. Now also too, I have the links for her video for how she created this layout. I also have the link to just her channel if you want to go check out all of her fabulous creations. And I believe I have another link for the Not Just for Boys Kit Club, but don't quote me on that. If I don't, it will be because I love that Kit Club. True and true. It is just fabulous. So anyways, what I am doing now after I added the tiniest little bit of mixed media, which I have to tell you was very hard for me because I don't do I don't do a little bit of mixed media. I do a lot. So I decided to calm my mixed media-ness down by going ahead and painting my home word. That is a very thin word. I believe it came from One Canoe 2. I'm not really sure, but it was so uber thin that I had to glue it to this plastic piece of paper because it kept breaking. It was already in 3 different pieces by the time that I actually glued it to that one piece, and I didn't want to lose the letters, but it was super thin. And then of course I painted the feathers on my gear piece. Now the other gear piece isn't going to make it. I kind of tucked it behind, and then I thought, I don't like that. It's too much, because instead of having a cluster up there, I added another photo. So that way I had more photos on one page instead of just one photo, which isn't a bad idea, having one photo, especially if it's a fabulous event or something like that. But I had 2 photos because I wanted to show like the glassine look of the whole patio when it's all wet. And then I wanted to show the close-up of all the texture and the veins and the this and that and the, oh my gosh, everything that just makes me so happy about this patio being wet. It definitely does not look like that when it is dry, but it is still fabulous when it's dry, but it's even more so when it's wet. I'm sorry. So anyways, I decided to go ahead and not put up a huge cluster up there. Instead, I'm going to move the cluster down just a hair. And so I do put up my title up there, just like Shannon has. I think she has the word love up there. I'm going to put home. And then I found this little tag, again, laying on my desk. So it ended up in that little container. And I pulled it out and it says, where we belong. So it says home, where we belong, which is where we do belong. We love staying home. We love being homebodies, even though we love going camping and things like that as well. So I'm going to leave that up there and work on the left side for just a little bit. And what I do is I end up building the entire cluster over on the left before I realize I am not happy with my wood piece. So that is going to come. I do divvy up all of the embellishments that I picked out for both sides. And I'm clearly going to have a larger cluster on one side than I am the other. And I decided my large cluster is going to go around this gear piece, and it's going to be on my left side. And then I've got my title on the right side, so I can have a smaller cluster that either is going to be part of my title or kind of farther away from my title. I haven't figured that part out yet. I'll come back to that in just a minute. So I am going to definitely build up my cluster, and I love the little wood pieces that I picked out. Now the wood pieces are from many moons ago. I believe they were either from a Wood Grain Wednesday that I used to do, or from my what's it called? The scraps. Baby Got Scrap series that I do in January. I'm not really sure where they came from. I can't remember. I can remember the layout. I can see the layout in my brain, but I don't remember which series it was for and how long ago I've had those scraps. But I picked out a few just as little labels or tickets or tabs or things like that because Shannon used some above her photo. Well, if these pages aren't going to be next to each other, I felt like I needed the same elements on both pages. So I went ahead and I picked out 2 and put 2 on the left and 2 on the right. Anyways, built all that cluster, did all that gorgeousness stuff, and decided I needed to add a little metallic to my wood grain gear piece. And so I just pulled out my watercolors because they were sitting here due to Friday. They were leftovers. I haven't cleaned my desk yet. So yeah, I just went ahead and painted them very nicely. The wood took the paint beautifully. I have not yet found any of my mixed media that this wood does not cooperate with, you guys. I am so satisfied with the manufacturer of my wood pieces. It is fabulous. I cannot thank them enough. In fact, I think I'm going to after this video. So anyways, I decided to build my cluster off of my layout because the fact that I made all those ridges using my distress tool, it kind of makes it a little bit tougher to get those pieces to cooperate because they're not on a flat surface, if that makes any sense. So I went ahead and I built everything off of my layout. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my little birdie and the little branch. This has absolutely nothing to do with laying down cement, but they're cute and they're adorable. They're blue. They match my paper very, very well. I love bringing in this yellow and not quite white. I love bringing that in only because of the fact that it matches my so-called yard. We don't have grass, by the way. It's dirt and weeds and things that want to grow over there. We're not quite putting in our yard yet because we still have the add-on left to do. And with all the construction trucks and stuff that are going to come in for that, we don't want to put in a yard. We're waiting for all of that to be done. So anyways, back to where I was, went ahead and glued everything down and the left side is complete. So now I'm going to work on the right side. Now the right side, I have 2 titles. I have like a title and a subtitle. So I do have Home Where We Belong, but the real title of this layout is I'm Only Happy When It Rains. Because for one, it's a great song. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. I definitely don't listen to hard rock, but I think this is going to be considered as hard rock, but it's by a group called Garbage. And I absolutely loved this group when I was a teenager going to high school. I used to listen to these guys. I have all their CDs. I mean, I absolutely love them. And when I'm Only Happy When It Rains was one of my favorite songs by them, you guys. And when I saw this layout, that was instantly the first thing I thought of because of how happy the colors in this pavement or in this cement patio make me feel. And so I definitely wanted that to be a part of my layout, even though it is on the long side and I already have a pretty cool title up top. So I am going to make it work. Even if it sticks out like a sore thumb, I am going to make this work. So I do have to glue down every single one of these letters with adhesive because the sticky part actually stuck on the carrier sheet. It's not new. Anyways, so I went ahead and I cut all that apart and decided to just move on to the clustering, which is way more fabulous to watch than gluing down alpha letters. Seriously, way more fabulous. I do have this little number 1 button that I have absolutely no idea where it came from. Again, it was sitting on my desk, ended up in that little container, and now it is on my layout, mixed in with some fabulous little weeds and flowers and things. I also have this Love This Moment tag that I cut off of the alpha sheet from the Kaisercraft Workshop kit. So I went ahead and I put that on the side of my photo just to fill in that gap that I moved over for that little cluster. And I think it fits in beautifully. And that is it. That is my layout. Shannon, thank you so much for letting me scraplift you today. I absolutely love all your work. And I have to say that it was very hard to try and choose which layout of yours to create. Now, I do have a list of everybody for the entire month that I will be lifting. It is a pre-approved list. I have contacted each and every one of them. Hey, can I please? And this is what it pertains. And so I have a yes, please list of all those that said it was okay to scraplift. And yes, that is what I am doing, along with several other folks. Oh, I put the wrong photo in, you guys. That was interesting. Did you guys see that? Anyways, I'll tell you later. So be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along with May I Scraplift You. We've got quite a group going on this year, I should say. And I love watching it grow and grow and grow every year. So thank you, Crystal, for having this amazing month of scraplifts. I absolutely love it. All right, check out everyone else. They are down below. Also, all the links for Shannon are down below. Go and say hi to her because she is fabulous, you guys. And I will check y'all later. Bye.